It's the Fellowship of the Geek Show, a weekly podcast about comics, the comic book industry, and other geek pop culture. Music courtesy of Manny the Martyr. And now, on with the show!
Hey there, everybody. It's the Fellowship of the Geeks podcast. My name is Thomas Chick, and joining me for this episode is Mike Marlowe,
Hey, gang.
Les Webster, and Liz Newman.
Hello, everybody.
How are you guys doing?
Yay.
Tired.
Yeah. Yep.
Once again, well said, Liz. Very well said. Very good.
See, even that, I lost the words. I'm losing everything tonight.
Well, it's good you're not on a podcast where you need to talk or anything. So
Right, or
yeah.
keep on track, or,
On track. That's not an issue with this podcast, let me tell you.
not this one.
And speaking about non-talking, let's go ahead and what's been going on in your corner of the galaxy?
Time to tempt fate.
Yeah. No, I finished, God, what have I done? I've been, still watching. Uh, no, I've been finishing my spooky TV before they take that all off. Pretty much the same things all over again. But I did start. What's the name of that? It's on HBO. Oh, it's called Weapons. Um, like 18 kids
The
disappear in. They disappear on the same night, all from the same classroom. Like all the kids in the classroom, but one kid. And they see the cameras and everything else. All these kids at exactly like 2 o'clock in the morning got up, walked out of their homes, and they were never seen again. So, of course, the town. I haven't watched all of it, but the part I'm up to, um, the town is pretty much blaming the teacher, who is, I think her name. It's not Julia Lewis. It's the one who was just the Silver Surfer. She was also in Ozark with Justin Bateman. I can't remember her name, but I like her as an actress. She's the teacher, but they pretty much think like she's a witch, that, she's done something to the kids and everything else. It's pretty interesting. I mean, as a parent, your mind kind of goes, that is kind of weird, for one, that the kids all at the same time walk out of the door. So they're kind of saying now that she coached the kids to do this at a certain time, and so it's kind of neat because it does kind of show how people start to devolve during crisis. you know you're always looking for someone to blame, and it's usually that if it's easy, then it's you don't have the right one, because it's never easy. It's never the person you think it is. So I'm kind of curious where this is going to go. Like I said, I started it way too late at night, and I kept looking at the clock, and it's like, if I don't stop this now before I get really into this, I'm not going to be able to stop this. So, yeah, but that one's on HBO.
Remember,
Good start.
I talked about this one a couple weeks ago. I
Oh,
watched
did
it through reactors. Yeah.
Ah, like I said, it seems pretty good.
And
I
the
don't,
the kids didn't walk out the door. They're running with their arms out like
like they're
they're pretending,
flying.
like
Yeah.
like they're pretending to be planes. Yeah. At 2:17 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like I said, I haven't gotten too far in it, but I swear to God, if this turns out to be aliens, I'm chunking my freaking TV out the door. I mean, it seems like anytime you get a good story, once you get to the very end where they're going to have to start explaining things, they're like, aliens! They're like, no, no. So I'm not sure. Is it aliens? Should I just not
Do
even
you,
Do
do,
not.
watch
do,
the
No,
rest
no,
of
don't
it?
spoil her.
No,
No, don't
okay,
spoil
don't
her.
spoiler. No.
Don't
okay,
spoil her.
all right.
No matter how much she begs, don't spoil her.
I thought the ending was perfect. I thought it had a perfect. It was just such a great ending. So I'll say that
Hmm.
much.
Now remember, Tom's a big fan of aliens. No, I'm kidding. He's not.
Uh-uh.
Kidding.
Well, he did like that Indiana Jones,
He did. He liked aliens too.
He liked aliens, yeah.
And Predator.
And
Uh-huh.
Predator. Yep. So yeah, like I said, I hope it doesn't go that route. It so far to me, it doesn't ring to sci-fi. So, and I'm still trying to figure out why the name of it's weapons. And if it's like hell, if it's like real life, this will keep escalating and escalating where more of the rumors will get out of control, which will probably end in violence because it's life. So, but yeah, I'm kind of curious on that one. God, I wish I could. Is it Julia Fox? I think her first name
Garner.
is Julia Garner. There
Predator.
you go.
Yeah,
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 but yeah.
yeah.
And
It's a great
then
cast too. Yeah.
so far, yeah. And one of the things that I see her getting in trouble with is, there all the kids in her class but one little boy comes up missing. And they pretty much wind up putting her on leave, till the parents kind of cool down and, the situation's kind of explained a little bit more. And she's like, "Well, let me talk to," I think his name's Billy. And they're like, "No." you know, he's like freaked out right now. All of his classmates have disappeared. The last thing he needs is you, you know. Well, now at the point I'm at, she's like stalking him. And it's like, okay, I understand she feels like they've been through something together, but you have to keep in mind, I think these are all first graders, It's a young kid. The principal has told you to back off. His parents don't want you anywhere near him. So I see this little kid getting her in trouble. And not in like a perverted way or anything else, but
No,
just
right,
leave him alone. That's what's going
right.
to get her in trouble. 'Cause she's like, "Well, we're the only ones left." Well, no, I mean, the whole town is suffering a tragedy. There's 18 kids that are missing. You're not the only one in this. So, yeah, we'll see.
Maybe she's an alien.
Or yeah, I mean, right now she's a lush is what she is. So it's
Ooh,
kind of like,
okay.
yeah, she's given I when you have this many people mad at you, I mean, they're like writing witch on her car and that kind of thing. I think the last thing you'd want to do is kind of step out of line and give them more ammo, like drinking or being drunk in public or, you know, first and foremost, you're a teacher who has 18 kids missing, you know, keep it together because it's not looking good.
Honestly, it wouldn't matter what she does.
Yeah,
She's
that's
gonna be
true.
she's gonna be
Right.
criticized either
She's
way.
she's
Yeah,
already been crucified in the court of public opinion, so
Right.
it's
yeah.
pointless.
Yeah, like I said, but I'll finish that one up and we'll see. Like I said, I hope it's not aliens, but you know. And then
Oh, how
I was telling you guys a while back that MeTV did a new channel called MeToons,
Hmm.
and it's all the classic cartoons and everything else. Well, they just acquired Terrytoons. So this past Sunday, they did a Mighty Mouse marathon.
Ooh, cool.
So I'm hoping that this isn't the only Terrytoons they get, because there's a lot of gold, that I think they're still working on that. So if that's your thing, they're starting to finally get it in there. And they said right now, um, in the beginning of this relationship with Terrytoons, they're not going to remaster or retouch or anything. So this is the original raw Mighty Mouse cartoons. So,
Interesting.
which a lot of their stuff they haven't messed with, but some of them you can tell where they've cleaned them up a little bit. And it's never it's not like Warner Brothers did, where they're going through and erasing guns and cigarettes and that kind of stuff. It's more of just clean up the noise that sometimes the older cartoons can
Right.
have.
The flaws in the old film,
Yep.
basically. Yeah.
So, but if
Hmm.
nothing else, they're putting it on more permanent media. So in the future, if Terrytoons continues to do this, they won't have to clean this stuff up, because they'll have a brand new set good to go. Keep the old
Right.
ones locked up. Those are
They'll have
gold.
them transferred to digital and ready to play with.
Yep.
Cool.
And I know a lot of people don't like when they do that, but a lot of these cartoons are at the age now where they're so old that if we don't do something with them, the film itself will just, it's
It'll
what's the word?
dissolve.
Yeah, it's it's not incinerating, but yeah, whatever. But yeah, just from the chemicals and stuff that they were made with. So
Hmm.
it is kind of cool when you see the classics being put back into play, because they have to do that.
Like
So
Oh,
it's
disintegrate is the word you were looking for, I think.
right.
disintegrate. There
Yeah.
you go. Yep.
It's just like classic films and TV shows and all that. Yeah. If they don't do anything, then
Right. If they don't remaster them, then they'll lose them
yeah.
Yep.
forever.
Yep. And then I had heard a rumor that all the lawsuits and everything else are over with the Jason Friday the 13th thing, right? And they're talking about oh, that the new series Crystal Lake with the mother and everything else. Well, now they're saying that we'll actually start seeing Jason more, because since these lawsuits and stuff have cleared up, they're going to expand the Jason universe a little bit. Not just Jason's mother, but the whole Jason universe. They said part of what they're going to start doing is trying to lean off of Friday the 13th and, like, make this the Jason universe, not the Friday the 13th universe. I'm not sure exactly why that matters, but I'm sure it has some kind of legal thing behind it.
Oh, almost certainly.
Yeah. But it's kind of weird, because now, since they've won these lawsuits and everything else, um, they're starting to pull the older movies back. And we're going to get to the point where, as they're pulling these older movies back, we're going to start losing our classics, because they're not granting any, I mean, after the hell they just went through, they're not granting anybody else permission to use these things. Um, Part of what grabbed my attention is I read, oh, it's a website. I think it's called Bloody Disgusting. And it's
Yeah.
all nothing but horror. And they had talked about one of the best sets ever put out for Friday the 13th was done by, I think it was by Slasher Films. And Slasher Films has now announced that they are ending their box set. You can no longer buy this. And, that's when Bloody Disgusting had kind of got into with, this may not just be a Slasher Films thing. We may see this, like this year. I enjoyed watching Friday the 13th, I think up to part 7, up till he goes to Manhattan. And then after that, there was, they didn't play anymore, which I think there was 3 more, one of them being with Jared in them. But they didn't play the 3 newest. So they said that as as licensing deals start playing out, we're going to start seeing these less and less and less, which is sad. I mean, so if you get a chance, definitely go grab that box set because it's the only one that I've seen where they've put it all together. It's not, half of it here and half of it here. It's one big set. And like I said, after these licensing deals with whoever has them right now, once they start ending, I don't see them renewing these. I think they're going to keep a very, very, very
Right.
tight
They're gonna
hand
they're
on
gonna
Jason.
consolidate it so that
Yep,
they're getting more of the cash from it, basically.
yep,
So they might disappear from circulation for a while, but more than likely they'll be back at some point
yeah,
because that'll be how the consolidation turns out.
yep.
Whoever they end up using as basically the sole distributor for them will show up in a few years probably.
But it is nice to hear that they're wanting to expand that universe.
Sure.
So, and they could be pulling the classics back just so they can start fresh and do what they wanted to do with this universe. I don't know.
Mm.
Like I said, this is all rumor and kind of trying to figure out because I honestly don't think they've really said anything, you know, um, other than we won. It's over. You know? So I don't think they've really set their plans, but with some of the steps that they're taking, people are like, "Oh, this is probably what they're going to do." So I hope not, because I would hate to think that this Halloween was the last Halloween that I was able to watch all of those in one setting, on TV. But we'll see.
Yeah, because the suit, if I remember correctly, I think it was, is it Vic Miller? I think who wrote the first one. He owns all that, so he owns the Crystal Lake, Pamela Voorhees, the Voorhees name,
Yep.
and all that type of stuff. But this I can't remember. I don't remember the studios and all that, but they own the image of Jason with the hockey mask. So that's where
Yeah,
the fight. That's where the fighting has been going. So it's
because
like
the
they
hockey
can't.
mask didn't even come around till what, episode 3?
The
Or
third one, yes, the third
yeah,
one.
because a lot of people forget that Jason was not the killer in the first one. His mother was. We only saw him at the very, very ending, and he actually looked like the guy from Goonies. I don't know how else to describe that. I
Mm.
guess the water had gotten to him.
Just yeah, they look like basically a bloated corpse.
Yeah. And then in the second one, he had the
Like a
burlap
potato.
sack around his head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the sack. Yeah.
So that makes a lot more sense than while they're doing the Crystal Lake series, and then you also hear over here that they're doing the Jason universe. That makes a lot more sense then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I couldn't imagine horror films today without Jason in there. I mean, and of course, I'm a sucker for any of the '80s slasher movies, but even the first one, yes, it was his mother and everything else, and she did that for him.
But it's part of the lore.
Yeah, he is the lore, That's why she did what she did, was for him, which kind of explained a little bit better why he went crazy and started killing everybody. Is you killed my mom. I was fine bloated in the lake until you killed my mom, So, but yeah, I do hope it's good. I hope that it's some good horror films and not the Jason Goes to Manhattan, Jason Goes to Hell, and
Jason Goes to Space.
yeah. And I
Yeah, but
absolutely hated Jason versus Freddy. They wasted so much potential with that movie. It was like, are you kidding me? They made
hey,
him like a log. It's like, I mean, he won. In the end, he won, but it was kind of like, okay, for one, Jason would never help kids. He wouldn't do it,
As long as they're not trying to have premarital sex, he might.
Yeah,
It
but
wasn't so much. It wasn't so much he was helping the kids. He was he wanted to kill the kids himself, and
yeah,
he
I
can't
guess
do that
so.
if Freddy's trying to kill him. So hey, you got to kill off the competition.
But it was like, I don't know. To me, I also felt like Freddy in Freddy versus Jason was just stupid. They made him, yes, he is known for his corny one-liners and his humor, and that's what makes him a really cool serial killer. But in Freddy versus Jason, it's like they dumbed him down even more, you know? And I don't know. I like Freddy, but he's not my favorite. I think they ruined Freddy for me once they made him a pedophile. Once they made him a pedophile, it was like, well, hell yeah, burn him. I mean, so I never really connect. Well, I don't connect with any serial killer. I just asterisk there.
Not
I
that
am
you're going to
not a
admit in
serial
public, anyway.
killer. But certain times, like with Michael, you kind of understood the drive behind his force. Kinda. You understood what, at least for a mental person, why that would be so triggering for him. But with Freddie, I never could connect with him because it was like, yeah, I want him dead. I mean, burn him. They should have made sure he was ash and salted and ironed it down. I don't know. Called in the Winchester brothers, but y- yeah, he was
Wow.
definitely an evil that needed to be put down, to where Jason, it was a tragedy. They weren't paying attention and he drowned. Yeah, then they kill his mom. He went nuts. So, like I said, certain killers you can kind of go, okay, this is why they're doing this. With Freddy, it was just kind of like, I don't care why he's doing that. I want him dead. Oh, but they got Johnny Depp in this one. Okay, I'll watch.
Wow. That was a
You're selling.
turnaround for the ages.
But Nightmare on Elm Street was the first like horror movie I watched in the movie theater. So it'll always have a special place there, but like I said, it's just not one of my favorites. I love Robert Englund. I think he's an amazing actor. Like I said, the star he got, well deserved. I mean, anyone who can scare the shit out of teenagers for how many years deserves a star, you know? But I definitely lean harder. I don't consider him a classic though. Is that weird?
Yeah,
The way, like Jason and Michael are, I don't
it is
see
weird.
him in that group. But he was
Everybody, the entire rest of the world does, but
yeah,
okay.
but he wasn't 80s though. He was
Yes, he was.
90s, right?
No, oh no.
Oh well, I mean,
Nightmare on
technically
Elm Street
Jason.
was.
Yeah, yeah. Nightmare on Elm Street was '80s, but technically, I mean, Friday the 13th was 1980, the
Yeah,
first one.
yeah. Where I
So
started watching them. Yeah. I thought Nightmare on Elm Street was 90s for some reason. Like the,
Mm,
the late 80s, early
it
90s.
was, yeah, it was like 84, 85 when the first one came out.
yeah, 84.
Huh. Now I'm confused. I know I went and saw it, but I wouldn't have watched it at 9. I was
Are you sure?
maybe. I mean, I just don't know if my parents would have let me have gone at 9. At 9, that would have put me in 4th grade. See, I was in 6th grade. I know for sure I was in 6th grade.
I
Maybe it
know
wasn't
Well,
I
if you
first
saw it in the theater, then they probably rescreened it for Halloween or something. Who knows?
or for the second one or something.
Oh yeah, maybe it was two. Or yeah, maybe they showed them both. Who knows?
Hmm.
I know there's been times where I've gone to the theater watch a horror film and I've seen kids in there and like,
Hmm.
But they're with their parent or guardian or something, so they obviously were able to get in, unless
No.
unless they
You,
snuck in, which
yeah,
is
well,
always possible.
you ask an adult to buy your tickets for you, and then you have a ticket to get.
Well,
Or
Yeah.
you buy a ticket for one movie and you go sneak into the theater for another.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is not new.
Yeah. See, I had older sisters, so it was easier for me just to get someone to buy the ticket, and that way I had a ticket.
Hmm.
I'm a good girl. I had a ticket.
Yeah, right.
No, and I think Michelle went to that with me too. It was my first date, and he's like killing someone on the screen, and my sister gets up, packed movie theater, and starts screaming. It's like, Jesus Christ.
You're embarrassing me, sis.
Yeah. Like, can you leave? Ah, yeah. Never watched horror movies with her. Well, it's crazy because a lot of the older ones I did watch with her.
Speaking about reacting to the screen, I remember my brother-in-law and I went to see T2, Terminator 2. And we were sitting there, and they're showing previews and all that, and it ties into this, and you're seeing the skyline, and you're hearing Frank Sinatra singing New York, New York, and then here's the statue, and all of a sudden it turns and it's Jason Voorhees. My brother-in-law says out loud, "You gotta be kidding me!" The whole audience lost it.
That's pretty good.
That is.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay.
Okie doke. Cool. Okay, so this is I got a weird bug this week for the movie I watched because uh, I've had this on my watch list for a while, and I don't normally when I watch stuff like this, I don't normally talk about it, but I decided screw it. It was fun. I'm going to talk about it anyway. So so bear with me here. What I watched was H.G. Wells' The Shape of Things to Come, which was from 1979, and it is very clearly a hey, let's cash in on the Star Wars thing movie. Um, and because I was pretty sure that was going to be the case, I mean, it's not. This is not hidden. It's not like it's not obvious. I watched the Rifftrax version of it. Um, so I know I'm getting a somewhat biased take on it. Um, the movie is unbelievably boring. Um, I mean, this thing makes Star Trek: The Motion Picture look like a rollicking action flick. It's that fucking slow. Um, and as
Funny because it's the same year too.
it was, um, it was. I mean, the only really recognizable face in it is Jack Palance, and I don't know. Oh man, I hope he got paid well for this because one, he's really. I mean, for the villain, he's barely in it, and two, even when he's in it, he doesn't do anything. But that's kind of not his problem. That's a flaw in the script, and because there was basically no real plot to this movie. It was an excuse to show some relatively cheap special effects. I mean, it's the whole okay. The story is Earth has been through this horrible, terrible war and is completely irradiated, so nobody can live there. So what little is left of humanity is, for the most part, on the moon, except for the part that's on this planet where they're mining where they're mining and manufacturing this anti-radiation drug, and the bad guy has basically taken over the planet which is the only source of this anti-radiation drug, which is keeping what's very little is left of the human race alive. And so they send a ship to go get it, except they don't send a ship to go get it. The guy who designed the ship and and his son and some other girl who works there, they just sort of steal the ship and go head towards this planet. They have to make a stop off at Earth for some mysterious reason, in which they discover that, oh no, not everybody on Earth is dead. And so then they go to this other planet, and the bad guy has robots, and they have one of his robots and has made it their friend. And the few people that are left from the original government of it's very convoluted and very, I mean, it's basically not a story, because there's pretty much, other than the bad guy dies, there's not really any resolution to the movie, which is fine because it never started in the first place. Um, some of the Rifftrax gags focus on that, on the fact that there's no story here and on how slow things are. And unfortunately, that's probably the funniest stuff that they do. Most of the rest of it is I mean, it's as a Rifftrax track goes, it's not really that great. It's okay. Not all of them can be winners, and that's fine. Like I said, there's a few chuckles in there, so it's worth it for that. Um, if you really like watching terrible movies, by all means check this out, because it is that. It is a terrible movie. And oh, by the way, what little story there is in this movie has absolutely nothing to do with the H.G. Wells original story. Absolutely nothing. They literally just nicked the title and put H.G. Wells' name on it. It was a straight up lie to get people to buy tickets.
That's a shame.
Oh, there's a lot of shame in this movie. It's a shame it got made.
The original was really good.
Right. There was a film version of it from, I think it was 1936. And I've seen that, and it is good. It is, I will admit, it's also a bit slow, as I recall. It's been a while since I watched it, but I remember it moving kind of slow. But it had nothing to do with space travel. It had nothing to do with radiation. It was just an entirely different story.
It's a shame they put that out.
Kind of, yeah. It really was. Which is why it totally deserved the Rifftrax treatment. I wish the boys had done a little better with it, but whatever. It probably, in a way, it didn't deserve any better. So screw it. I'm not worried about it. I ain't holding it against them.
So in your estimation, it was worse than Santa Claus versus the Martians, or Santa and the
Conquerors.
Ice Cream Bunny?
Ice Cream Bunny, yeah.
I have not seen Santa versus the Ice Cream Bunny. I don't know. I haven't seen Santa Claus Conquers the Martians in so long. I don't even know if I don't know if I'd remember it if I watched it.
You remember one of the actors?
Well, sure. Her first role.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was bad. Is at least on par with those. Yeah, that's what I watched. It was on Tubi, if anybody cares. They've got a bunch of Rifftrax stuff on Tubi.
I noticed that they've started going over there, and I thought that's good to see.
Yep. Gives lots of people access to it,
Yeah.
Yep.
which is cool.
Huh.
They did some good stuff. Still doing them. Even, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't,
another showing coming up soon. One of their movies about movies.
Yeah, they do live shows
oh yeah.
from time to time. Fun stuff.
Cool. Alrighty, Les.
Things. I watched Yongary, the can't even think of it, the alien from Venus or something, which was funny because it had people like Vic Morrow in it, who was in that sad movie of Twilight Zone, and I was also on TV as a member of the TV show Combat.
Mm-hmm.
Burn Witch Burn, which I highly recommend. That is it's a horror movie, but it's not a jump scare, and it's not uh, something that you'll mull. Well, you will mull over it because you're wondering. You, you're not wondering if she is a witch because that's established, but you're wondering how things are going to play out. And then the other day I watched a program on Prime called Spooktacular. Spooktacular was a documentary on a place in Massachusetts that is considered the starting place of a horror themed amusement park. It started out as a hayride. They bought a property that had a house, had a barn, and a couple of other smaller structures there. And they ended up putting these hay rides together. Thing was, they were only expecting about, 200 people a day. Somehow their idea of advertising got them huge turnouts. They had 2,000 people on the first weekend. And this is a small town of Berlin, which was not really keen on having these people there. And the coordinators for the, the rides hired a lot of people from town. which brought them happiness, because all of a sudden you had everybody working at this house. They started out, like I said, with a hayride. It started to expand. They started putting in spook areas in the house and in the barn. The first year they had 3 guests there, and I don't recall the third person, but they did have Kane Hodder from Friday the 13th, and they had Tom Savini, makeup artist. They were there, and they sat at a table and had autographs, and people were flocking. It got so thick.
I bet there were.
Yeah, it got so thick that they had to shut down the highway to get to this place. They had people sitting in line for the longest time. Finally, the police came out and said, sorry, you're going to have to try again another time, and started sending people away. Of course, they ended up revising a lot of things. They ended up calling it Spooky Town. And one of the guests the next year was Linda Blair from The Exorcist.
Dang.
And Savini and Hodder ended up coming each year. They loved the idea. Savini ended up adding to the exhibits, and it became quite the thing to see. They made national news multiple times. They expanded and they put out a performance stage, and they would have groups play there. One of their biggest names on the stage was this guy, Tiny Tim, who came out, played his ukulele. He did his famous song, Tiptoe, and everybody was just going crazy about this stuff. They had films of the crowds, and people were obviously happy because every year they expanded more. Savini changed the barn into a scare house that people loved. Problem was, after all of these years, I think it was 10 years, then the fire department came out. They did have a blowout of one of the transformers, and as a result, they had to turn people away, and there was no way for them to get refunds there at that time because the machines ran on electricity. There was no electricity. They did restitution, but it was at a later date. Then the fire department came out and said, you've got this many violations, and they couldn't fight it. Of course, they were saying, what? We've been here for 10 years and now you're coming out and saying that things aren't safe? Of course, the townspeople weren't real pleased about it. But my thought is, watch this document. it is phenomenal to see what they did with such little in the start, and it had expanded over each year. They had some spectacular people there, and the news coverage was constant. Bill Maher was there. Bill Maher was an on-site reporter for the Jay Leno show, and they were making fun of it. But then all of a sudden, here are all these people and such. Tiny Tim took vows there. Of course, he had married this time he had divorced her and married another woman there who wasn't keen on all of this show anyway. So, yeah, if you get the chance, and you have 90 minutes to give, have a sit down on YouTube and watch that. It's really good. Professionally done.
Nice.
And it gives all the stories that you can find.
Okay.
What I got.
That's you sell that one well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for me, I really have a bag of nothing for this week. Other things been kind of going on, but I know it'll be different next week. But that's all right.
You're just spent after the whole Jekyll and Hyde thing.
Especially how it ended, and I apologize for that.
Oh, whatever, man. You didn't know. That's why we're watching it. Is because that's the only way to know if it's any good.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Michael Caine and Cheryl Ladd. Come on. Who knew?
And I don't think I mentioned this last week when we were talking about this. I was impressed with Cheryl's performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hadn't really thought much about her as an actress, but I thought she did a really good job considering what she was provided.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I agree.
So,
I think
Yep.
we're all were impressed with it. So.
Mm-hmm.
well, Michael Caine was Michael Caine.
Yeah, he's usually good.
He's usually good. That reminds me of something I had read on Reddit here the last day or so, where they were talking about Rob Zombie's Halloween films, but they mentioned mentioned how well Brad Dourif was in the films, and it's like someone basically said, "Can you name a performance where he was not good?"
Right. Agreed.
Brad brings his A game, and yeah, he did a great job. So I'm like, yep. But so, alrighty. Let's go ahead and take our first break, and then we'll get into this week's discussion. Welcome back. It is that time again. It's time for another casting call.
Yay.
Yay. If you're not familiar with this, what we do is I'll set up some kind of scenario, and for like a live action TV show or a movie, we've done animated, we've done a radio program. I mean, and just of anything. Usually comic book related, but not always. We've done some stuff that's just been sci-fi or whatever. This one is a little different. This actually kind of goes back. I was reminded about this a few months back. I don't know, it hit one of my feeds, I guess, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's kind of a cool idea. And it was an article from BuzzFeed where they had a scenario of what if the show Doctor Who had actually been an American creation, and then they did a casting of all the doctors. So so I was looking at the casting and all that again. It was like, and somehow it just dawned on me the the premise of this week's casting. What if 007 James Bond was an American character? It's instead of working for the British Secret Service and all that. So I came up with a scenario where we just cast the different Bond actors. So this should be kind of interesting. So with that stated, very poorly, I would add. Let's go
I think
ahead.
we get the idea.
I hope so. Let's go ahead and start doing our casting choices. Who would like to go first?
I'll kick us off. Um,
Okay.
now I'm hoping I did this right. So if I
Honestly,
didn't,
it's just as entertaining when you don't, so it's fine. It's all good.
I did James Bond from every era, and we're starting with the Connery era, which was 1962 to 1971. So now part of my process here is James Bond. They've never really said how old he is, but he's 30 something. Middle 30s, almost 40, but he's not 40 yet, from my understanding. So, giving myself that little criteria, I went with Paul Newman for the Connery era.
Okay.
Solid choice.
It is hard to go wrong.
Yeah,
Yep.
he would have been 37 during this. So, he's 30s. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who would like to go next?
All right. Well, I usually go next, so
Okay.
God forbid we break the routine, right?
Oh, okay.
Makes me crazy to break routines. But anyway,
We got our mojo.
right. We kind of got the rhythm going. If nothing else, it keeps us from skipping people in the list, which still happens occasionally, but that's okay. Anyway, Connery, Bond. Um, I, and yes, I've definitely heard the mid-30s thing before for Bond. In this case, I chose to ignore it a bit.
Yeah.
I chose to go somebody a bit younger, but who has the stage presence and just kind of the cool factor to pull it off anyway. I picked Steve McQueen.
There
Ooh.
you go.
Mr. Cool.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Very good choice.
that is.
Very cool.
And
Okay.
with the earlier years, age really doesn't matter. I mean, you look at people like Cary Grant, who was like 50 and he looked like he was 25. So
Yeah,
they
movie makeup is a wonderful thing, but
they,
yeah.
they aged a little differently than we do now.
Hmm. Oh yeah, you watch, like, for example, To Catch a Thief. I think is probably a good example of what you're talking about. Cary Grant is probably pushing 50 at that point, but
Yeah,
he's still sneaking around doing stuff and being his usual charming self, and it's a great
yeah.
movie.
I almost went with Cary Grant. But yeah,
You could.
just because he had that suave playboy look to him, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
Archie was a pretty good choice.
Hmm.
All right, Les.
I went with Burt Lancaster,
Hmm.
Okay.
looking at the seriousness of his acting with Elmer Gantry, among others. That was the one that chose him to.
Yep.
Cool.
He's another one he's just kind of got that. It's a presence thing. It's an intensity.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. It's hard not to take him seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Hmm. Hmm.
Well, for my choice, I picked an actor who he did play the cool spy thing back in this time period.
Hmm.
James Coburn.
I thought about him. I actually did think about him. I decided against it, but I decided it was a little too on the nose. But yeah, it's on the nose because he would be really good at it for sure.
He was good at it.
Hmm.
Just for those two films. If they had actually played it more serious, but I mean the whole thing it's supposed to be a spoof. It was supposed to be a comedy, so I get
Right.
that.
I mean, he
Yeah.
did plenty of serious stuff
Oh yeah.
otherwise too.
Oh
and
yeah.
Yeah,
So
some fun stuff there too.
Yeah.
mhm.
I like it.
Okay. Next.
Okay. So we're moving to the Moore era,
Hmm.
which was 1973 to 1985. I went with someone who was a little bit more popular during this time, who is one of those people, like I said, he was probably, well, he would have been almost 40 here, but he looked like he was a lot younger. And I went with Dustin Hoffman.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Just his older stuff back then was amazing. I mean, his newer stuff is too, but it's kind of like, I don't know.
Well,
To
I
me, it
mean,
was a different style of acting that he did in the older days. I say older days, but yeah.
right. And you start that off with The Graduate,
Yeah.
and I mean, he's obviously not a spy in that movie, but it's a fairly serious role, and he carries it.
Yep.
Yeah, good choice.
See, and I was worried we were all going to pick the same people for this. Apparently, I had nothing to worry about.
No, I think you're safe.
Yeah, we may match up on a couple of them, but that's
We
okay.
still could. It's entirely possible.
Hmm.
So for my 70s, early 80s James Bond, I, the first name to pop into my head was the one I couldn't say no to. I picked Gene Hackman.
Ah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
I
I
like
like
it.
that.
If nothing else, he could do the Roger Moore Bond with kind of the smart-ass twist.
Yeah.
Okay. Les.
For this one, I decided to go with Donald Sutherland.
Ooh. Yeah.
I think no, he had not done MASH at that time.
MASH was 1970,
70. Yeah.
so it had just come out. But yeah, I mean, he was like another one of the names that I thought of, and I was like, yeah, I can't pass up Hackman.
Yeah.
No,
So
no, I
not that
understand
not that
that.
Sutherland's not good. He absolutely is.
And he would have handled the comedic stuff too,
Oh, totally.
because he did.
Hmm.
For my choice, I may have laid too much in the comedic side, although he's done some dramatic as well, just not known for it. But I thought it would be a fun kind of an idea, kind of idea. I went with Steve Martin.
I like that.
You're almost pulling. I mean, I could almost see him for the. I mean, it would have to be later, but the Peter Sellers Casino Royale. Steve Martin in that would be an interesting
Yeah.
replacement.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that Steve Martin couldn't do it anyway. He absolutely could. It would be interesting to watch.
Mhm.
Yeah. He's done a little bit of everything.
Yep.
Well, and even when he's doing the comedy thing, he's got that straight face.
Yeah.
So
I still love him in The Nerd. And Miss Thermos, and that's all I need.
the jerk.
Or the jerk. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the jerk. There you
Uh-huh.
go. We should do a marathon of him one
Bernadette
month.
Peters doesn't get enough credit for that role.
Yeah. Didn't she also do The Man with Two Brains with him?
Oh, I don't remember that one. I mean, I know the title's familiar. I'm not remembering. I watched it. That was a lot of decades ago.
It's
Yeah.
been a long time since I've seen it too.
I
Maybe.
think that was her.
What was the one she did with him with about money?
Wasn't that the jerk? Where he has to give all this money back because he made all those people cross-eyed?
No, no, this was like a 30s
Mm.
type movie.
Pennies from
Oh,
Heaven. Pennies from Heaven. Is that it?
Yeah, yeah, that's it. When they were dating at that time, so.
Mm.
Okay. Next.
what was? Oh, that was yours. Never mind.
Yeah.
See,
Yep.
we're doing it in order, and I'm getting mixed up. Sorry.
Okay. We're skipping 20 years for the Bronson era, which started in 1995 and went to 2002. Y'all are going to laugh who I picked. But before you laugh,
Oh,
he
sorry.
was very popular at the time. He's still popular, but very popular at the time. And I really think he could pull it off. So I went with Mr. Tom Cruise. Just his Mission Impossible stuff and everything kind of made him the perfect candidate, especially with the time period. If you looked at all the guys who were popular during this time, him and Brad Pitt's not going to be James Bond. I love him, but he's not going to be James Bond.
See, I actually would buy Brad Pitt before I'd buy Tom Cruise in the role.
Oh, really?
I mean, I'm not saying Tom Cruise couldn't do it, especially 30 years ago. I mean, because that's what we're talking about here.
See,
40-year-old Tom Cruise instead of 70-year-old Tom Cruise. I could accept that for sure.
during this time though, Brad Pitt was doing like Meet Joe Black and stuff. Very clean cut kind of. I could see him like as M maybe, but not Bond.
I don't know. If you mix Meet Joe Black with 12 Monkeys, you get very
True.
Bond. You get very Bond, and those are
True.
only a couple of years apart.
I forgot about that and California where he
Hmm.
played the skeezer.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Anyway, I'm not trying to change your pick, not at
Right.
all. But I didn't pick
Combination of
either
them
of them.
two, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Cruise is kind of given I mean, he wasn't doing as much of I mean, I guess that's probably, I don't know when the Mission Impossible movie started. I doubt it was 30 years ago, but it wasn't much less than that.
Maybe like 20.
I didn't, I think we didn't think of Tom Cruise in an action role until later in his career. So, I mean, that doesn't mean he couldn't do it. If he could
Yeah,
do it when he was 55, he could certainly do it when he was 40.
true.
So, yeah, I'll buy it.
Well, and in this, he would have been 33 in 95.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking he was a little older than that, but
I'm
I'd
sorry,
probably
all I
just,
can. Go ahead.
no.
The
I,
first Mission Impossible movie was 96.
Good Lord, he has been doing it for 30 years.
Hmm.
Wow.
A year after the first Bond movie in the Bronson era. Hmm.
Right. So it's essentially the same time frame.
Yep.
Same
So
time.
he wanted to do it.
All
That's why
right.
he did Mission Impossible.
Maybe. Maybe.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Les. Go ahead.
no, I've forgotten what I was going to say now, but it's no problem.
Sorry.
No.
I'm sure it was a bash on Tom Cruise.
Oh, yes. All I can remember him for was dancing in his underwear.
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah. See, every time I think of Tom Cruise, that song, You Lost That Love,
God,
pops in my
God, that god awful version. Oh Lord.
That is hilarious.
head.
Hilarious. Oh, I guess that makes it my turn then, huh?
Hmm.
Um, all right. Since nobody laughed at Liz's Tom Cruise, I will bring one up that might actually be considered laughable. But man, was he popular at the time. So I think it would have been a pretty decent fit. And he was popular for action flicks too. So here we go. I'm picking Bruce Willis.
Okay.
Yeah. He has a
Viable.
charm to him.
He does, and he would have been aging into it just about right at this time
Yeah.
because I mean, you think about it. The Fifth Element was 97.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he had done other serious ones right around that time frame, and I didn't pay that much attention to them. But that's the one that sticks in my head. And we just undye his hair. It's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Well, and he's another one that's been in a range of things, you
hmm
know.
hmm He's done comedy. He's done
He's been serious. He's done
somewhat
action.
dramatic. Right.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of action.
He did romance on that TV show.
hmm Sort of.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yep.
I like it.
As do I. I went with William Hurt.
I was just reading about him.
I like it.
He's good.
He
No doubt
is.
about it.
Yep.
Boy, it makes me wonder about my choice. Um,
It'll be fine.
I kind of went. Uh, I, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm really starting to doubt about my choice, but I went with Perry King.
Scarecrow, huh?
Yep.
I like him.
If you're picking from TV, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And he's good.
Yeah, he's good.
He is.
It would be interesting to get him in a movie role that has him stick in film rather than being stuck in TV most of his career.
Right.
Good
So,
choice.
Yep, I like it.
Sure.
okay.
Okay. Oh, you caught me in the middle of a yawn. Okay, so now that kind of brings us kind of to current time with the Craig era, which is 2006 to 2021. All right, I kind of fudged it to get my numbers here.
Oh, geez.
Yep.
No, you
No,
can't pick Jensen.
no, I almost did, but no, I didn't. That would have been obvious.
Jared either.
Nope. The guy I picked, I've talked about him quite a bit, and I've said he's a big nerd. So any role that he takes on, he completely becomes that person and becomes that role. And when they talked about letting him do this, I was all on board, and then they yanked it away from him, and I cried. I'm going with Henry Cavill. He'd be a young Bond, but he would be a Bond.
You understand he's British, right?
Is he?
Yes.
Ah, fuck. So, all
He
right.
he pretty much nailed the American accent in his
He did.
Superman movie, but yeah,
In everything. Yeah.
he's British.
Okay, well, I'll go with my second pick then, who I know is American. I went, actually, I was going to make this his M, and I had Mark Wahlberg down.
Really, because I could see Mark Wahlberg in the Bond role way before I could see him in the M role.
Yeah.
So
Well,
there you go.
I almost casted him, like I said, I almost cast him as Bond, but I would love to see Cavill take on this role. Just to see. Even if it's just his like audition tape, I would love to see him do that.
What was the name of that movie, Les? The one with Cavill and the spy thing.
Uncle?
No, it was the other one. I mean, that one's fun too, but
Now you're sounding like my wife. No, not that one. You know, the one with the guy.
uh,
The guy that was in
I
that
know
thing.
because I don't
Yeah.
remember.
It's okay,
Argyle?
Yeah, he did Argyle.
Argyle was last year. I thought there was another one that was. Oh God, he was in that. Okay.
Yeah, he's been that too.
Yeah.
He's
I
been
mean,
in
okay.
a lot.
Maybe it was the Man from Uncle that I'm thinking of. Thought there was another one, but I'll take it.
Where he played the Napoleon solo part.
Yeah. So if you want to, I guess my point is, if you want to see him do something Bond-like, watch The Man from Uncle.
Yeah.
Man from Uncle.
2015, sorry. I wasn't squinting enough.
I will have to watch that.
I agree. It's a good watch.
He's another one I need to sit down and just binge his stuff. There's some I'm seeing on here I had no idea he was in. Hellraiser? What? Who?
Well, I mean, that's like Hellraiser, like 43 or something. I don't know. But they've done a bunch of those.
2005.
Mm-hmm.
Probably after I quit watching them.
I
Oh,
didn't know he was in the
shit.
Town of Monte Cristo.
I didn't know that was him. Okay. That's okay. Now I can see it.
Oh, he was okay.
And the rest of this episode
Yeah,
is
now
going,
they're-
oh, I didn't know he was in that. Okay.
Oh my God.
It
Yeah.
sounds like one of our podcasts. Yeah, it's just like us. Okay, so since we need to move on. Yes, because we could just go down the rabbit hole of, oh, he was in that. Oh, he was in that. My Daniel Craig era Bond. I was conflicted on this one, but I decided because of the time frame, and I mean he was probably a bit young, and I don't know that he was taken seriously at this point in his career, but I figured he did some really serious dramatic stuff later, and I mean, so he proved he could act eventually, and maybe not in '95, but later on, and I don't know how much action he's really done, but I think he could probably pull it off anyway. He'd probably get used to it. I picked Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
All right, all right, all right. He's a Texan. I like it.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
God.
Uh-huh. Yes. And once we get past that mentality, I think he'll be fine.
I've been reading his book. He's pretty interesting. I just I don't know. When you watch him on TV and then when you hear some of the things that he says, it's kind of like, wow, I wouldn't have I didn't think he was that sane and down to earth. You know,
Right. Yeah.
he's yeah, I like him.
Yeah, it's a good choice.
It is.
Oh,
He's another one that's real diverse. You know.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
For me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna bring Duddy Kravitz in. Richard Dreyfuss. He did. Oh no, go ahead.
Now, I was going to say that's an interesting choice.
Yeah.
He's
He did Stand by Me,
Uh-huh.
and he had done a detective movie too. Uh, in which he played the detective. Of course, he had done the Academy Award-winning movie. So yeah, I thought he was pretty
Mr.
solid.
Holland's Opus.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, no. The Neil Simon movie.
Oh, Goodbye Girl.
That's it. Yeah.
It's a good movie. You can see why he won it because he was great in it.
Yeah.
Him and Marsh Mason, they had some pretty good chemistry there. God, I hadn't watched that in forever. Love to see that one. And what was the one with her and Jason Robards? Was her, Jason Robards, Donald Sutherland, and Matthew Broderick? I have to look it up. Oh, Max Dugan Returns. I think that's what it was. That's a good one too. Yeah, that's it. Max Dugan Returns from '83. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there. My choice, John Hamm.
Okay.
Yeah. God, has he been around that long?
Hmm.
Dang. Okay.
Mad Men. Yep.
Yeah. When was that? Was that mid 2000s?
2007 to 2015.
Okay. That was a
Recently, he
while.
was on Landman. He
Ooh.
did really, really good on there. And they
Been in a few
killed.
movies very lately too.
Well, he did it. He did that Fletch film within the last couple of years that no one really talked
No
about.
one said anything about, which is not a
Yeah.
good sign.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, he's pretty good.
He is.
Hmm.
I like it.
Okay. Next.
On
The next one on the list is M.
oh, I didn't get. I'm sorry. That's where I messed up. I did the James Bonds and sprinkled those here and there, but I didn't cast them for every year.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I only did one of each for these three, and I actually stuck to essentially a modern time. I mean, I guess you could go back as far as the Craig era for these, but I didn't try to get cute with doing 4 different ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went with I recast the Craig era. So my M for that,
Hmm.
I decided to go with Jodie Foster.
Interesting.
Very.
Yep. And earlier when I said Mark Wahlberg, I didn't mean M. I meant Q.
Ah, okay. That makes a little more sense. I buy that a little more than M, but yeah.
And then for the Bronson, oh, I guess we'll wait until I get to Q.
Okay. Bless.
For M, in the 60s, I went with Peter O'Toole.
There you go.
Now, I know that to me, you were asking for American versions of Bond, and that's what I stuck to. But for this, I decided I'm going to stick with
You threw it out,
anybody.
you threw it out the window for the
Yeah,
support team.
Yeah.
No,
correct.
no worries.
Hey, I didn't put any guidelines other than American Bond, and that's what you did. So,
Mm,
yep. Okay. What I did was I casted from the beginning to have them go as far as they could.
Mm-hmm.
So my M, which I thought it would be fun since these were really bit parts, which means he could be doing other things, doing other movies and all that. How about Vincent Price?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
oh, that is interesting.
That would be.
That would be cool. He could have gone a long time too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
good choice.
Yeah, that's fun.
Okay, next.
I
Did you
didn't
do a?
cast it, but the next on the list is Moneypenny. I
Yep.
don't. I sprinkled them anywhere.
Okay, no worries.
It's so
Um,
it's covered under palmy flowers right now.
Okay.
no
Grandbaby
worries.
note.
Right. It's not that you didn't pick one; it's that you can't read what you picked now. That's fine.
Right. If I did, yeah.
Wow.
Well,
The bottom
welcome
half
to my
is
world.
Shit, the grandbaby
martyred.
ate her homework. That's what she's sticking to here. That's the story.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's fine. Like I said, my I stuck with Craig Era just to kind of be consistent with these. So my money penny is Amy Adams.
There you go.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. Les.
Okay. For 60s, I went with Catherine Deneuve,
Ooh.
Dang,
a
classy.
very stylish female.
Cool.
Nice.
Hmm.
Would be fun to see.
Because you got to remember that she was a sparring partner to Bond.
Yeah.
He made jokes with him and such.
And
Mhm.
Yeah.
flirts. They
Yeah.
flirted and all that too. Yeah.
So to go with Burt Lancaster, I picked Catherine Deneuve.
Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of kept that in mind when I casted my money penny to kind of have the smart ass, but also being flirtatious and all that. I went with Barbara Rush.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it's time for Q, Liz.
You. Um, in the Bronson era, 95 to 2002, my Q I put as Chris O'Donnell. Robin, right?
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Robin.
And then, of course, in my Craig era, we're switching Henry Cavill to Q from Mark Wahlberg.
I think he would make a fun Q, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it would be fun.
When does Jensen show up?
I
That's what I've been
see. I
wondering.
didn't because I was like, I'm gonna surprise them because I could have cast him in the Craig era, you
You
know, but
could have. He'd have been awfully young, but you could have.
he would have, yep, or thrown in some
He
Def,
was all
Debbie
Henry
Morgan.
Cavill was Henry Cavill was awfully young in 2005. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because he was born in '83. So like I said, I kind of had to fudge it a little to get him there.
Yeah, in 2002 he was in The Count of Monte Cristo, and he was the kid.
Yeah,
I mean, he was like 18 or something. He was a barely grown son in the role he played in that movie. But because
yeah,
I was like, I had to see a picture of him because I didn't believe he was in that movie. I remember enjoying the hell out of that movie when it came out, because I'd liked the book. But I'm kind of flashing my nerd cred here a little bit, my literature nerd
Just,
cred.
just a tad.
I have read way more Alexander Dumas than any of you guys put together. I say that. That's not fair. Les might have read some.
No,
But anyway,
I've read two or three, but that's about it.
yeah, I kind of went nuts on him in college. I read several. I liked them too. They were fun.
Although,
Mm.
Mhm. Anyway,
Cavill being a nerd, he'd be a good Q.
yeah, absolutely. He would. I think he would enjoy the role.
Yep.
Um, Mine is a little older.
He's not 12.
He's not 12. He wasn't 12 in 2005 neither. But I mean, since we kept Desmond Llewellyn around for so long, I mean, Q was older. Not the whole time that he was around, but a lot of it. I mean, he was clearly older than Bond across the board, even playing the role into his 80s. I didn't go quite that bad, but I wanted somebody with the same kind of spark and the same ability to ride whoever's playing Bond. I chose Tommy Lee Jones,
Yeah.
and I'm picturing him from Men in Black specifically. I'm picturing K when he's playing
Yeah.
Q. Not because of the single letter name or anything, but that deadpan delivery,
I
but
say
still
you would
obviously
come out this way.
ribbon the guy. Just having him being the foil to Matthew McConaughey in this case. That has to be fun, right?
I would say so.
Yep, I like it.
Fine choice. Okay, for me to play opposite Donald Sutherland, I had Michael Caine.
I wonder why he was in your mind.
Because
He's a damn fine actor, that's why.
yeah, we'll go
No,
with that.
yeah, that'd be fun. Because this would have been right in the wheelhouse of his Alfred years, right? Or just as that's wrapping up, I guess the third one came out right around that time, right around the time Casino Royale did. But you were starting early, right? Never mind.
Yeah,
Still works, but
yeah,
that way he could keep it going like Desmond Llewellyn did for a long, long time.
true.
Yep, I like it.
Yep.
I was thinking along the same lines you were, Mikey, and in continuing my OG thinking. I could see him being kind of the father figure, yet also not putting up with the smart ass comments and all that type of stuff. I went with Burgess Meredith.
Ooh,
Okay,
Yep.
I like it.
cool. Yep, sounds pretty good to me. He's another one that could have done it from a long time back.
Yep. Yep. Okay.
As long as there's a penguin joke in there somewhere, I'm good.
That's vicious.
Did anybody do any other
Well, I
casting
did.
choices? Okay, what'd you do?
Okay, I went out on a limb
Mm-hmm.
and cast for each Bond
Mm-hmm.
and each M, Moneypenny, and Q. So with Burt Lancaster, I had Peter O'Toole as M, Catherine Deneuve as Moneypenny, and Q by Gregory Peck.
Ooh,
Okay.
Sutherland, I had Michael Caine, Marin Jensen, Marin Jensen,
Okay.
and Robert Shaw.
cool.
Yeah.
Marin Jensen was on Battlestar
Yeah.
Galactica.
Yep. Athena.
Yes.
That's why that name sounded familiar. Okay.
Yeah. Had Gene Hackman, Diane Lane, or oh no, I had yeah, yeah, and then with Richard Dreyfuss, I had Tom Hardy, Danielle Panamaker, and Jason Statham.
Okay.
Interesting.
Cool.
Yep.
Anybody else doing extra casting?
I did not.
Nope.
Okay.
I know Leanne seemed to have some ideas,
Right.
or at least an opinion about Liz's ideas. But anyway,
I don't think y'all know who Sprunkies are, though.
no. Not that I'm willing to admit in public. No.
I did one extra casting. I did a Bond from the short-lived Dalton era. I had a tough time, and
Which is probably why you spared us on the list.
well, I mean, it was a very short period. Only 2 films too.
Yeah.
So
It was basically 3 years or 4 years or something.
yeah. But I finally decided on Chris Sarandon.
Okay.
All right. Six-fingered man.
Mm.
No, he wasn't the six-fingered man. I'm sorry. That was Christopher Guest. Chris Sarandon was Humperdinck.
Yeah. Six Finger Man was guy married to Jamie Lee Curtis,
Yeah, that's
also member of
Spinal Tap.
Final Tap.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They go to 11.
Mm-hmm. Humperdinck, Humperdinck, Humperdinck. Anyway.
All righty. Our final casting call of 2025 is complete. Dun, dun, dun.
Woo.
Can we do one next week? I didn't get a chance to expound, but I was also thinking of doing a Bond version or listing for comedians of any age group. And I was coming up with Bond played by Oliver Hardy. Penny played by Marjorie Main. That would have been a fun look. She played Ma Kettle.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's where I was going to go, but I didn't allow myself enough time for it.
Oop. All righty. On that note, let's go ahead and take our next break, and we'll be back with Geek News for you. And we're back, and it's time for Geek News for you. In this segment, we bring a couple news items to the table for discussion. And this week, it is Les and myself. As Les, would you go first, please, sir?
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
I came across this article about a new Kickstarter coming up, and there are like 3 weeks left for it. Since we had a Kickstarter the other day, I decided that we needed to voice this one too. Marvel Comics is coming up with a Kickstarter which talks about a new book they're bringing out called Behind the Panels of Star Wars. This is going to be an interesting thing where they are selling a hardbound edition on Kickstarter concerning all the ideas that came to play in the whole Star or Secret Wars item. This is going to be a hardback, a 300-page deluxe hardback, and you've got a string of people that are contributing to it. I checked on the Kickstarter page. This is going for $150. And to me, it's pretty solid in its idea, just to find out what was going on behind the scenes in Secret Wars. I was really intrigued because the list of, obviously, the writers and the artists. So somebody has come forward and said, I'm going to put this book out there. And like I said, it is going to be a special. They're trying to raise $25,000. Currently, they've got just under 3,000. So this is going to be something that will be around. And they have their first thing is the bundle for this thing will include the hardbound and several other small books. That was the $150 mark. They also have the book itself, which goes for $60. They also have a group at 100 and 130. So I think personally, I think this is a good idea. I wouldn't mind investing in this myself. Secret Wars was that was a 12-issue series originally.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if, well, yeah, 300 pages. Yeah, this will cover all of it, I'm sure. But it looks like it does cover different pages concerning different characters. And to me, that seller, they see on the Kickstarter page, they do have the wedding cover things concerning 1872, a series they ran, and even a book called God Emperor Doom. So I'm pretty happy about this. I want to see this.
Yeah, sounds pretty cool to me.
It
Yep.
does.
Mm-hmm.
They also, I just saw that they have a portfolio set. And in this portfolio set, they have a couple of the drawings in 3D. And it says that 3D glasses included. So,
Hmm.
Neat.
That is neat.
Yep.
yeah.
Alrighty. For me, this kind of blew my mind. Get this. A manuscript written by Dr. Seuss that's never been published will be published next year. The name of it is Sing the 50 United States. And they're putting it out just in time for America's 250th anniversary. And the story also features the Cat in the Hat.
Hmm.
So, how cool is that?
Interesting.
It is.
And this is actually going to be the first. This is going to be the first published book since his last one after he had passed, called "What Pet Should I Get?" in 2015, so 10 years ago.
Hmm.
This will come out in June. Come out June 2nd.
Second.
Very nice.
So
That is
yeah.
pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. All righty. Any special shout outs or mentions this week?
Not me.
No.
Nothing here.
Okay, we'll move on to our regular shout outs. Want to thank Pop Goes to Culture for allowing us to be part of a great little podcast network. Check them out. There'll be a link in the show notes. Also want you to check out the fine men and women who spread the word of fellowship on Twitter. They're better known as Potter and Family. Just to check them out, just do a search, hashtag Potter and Family. Just scroll through the list, and whatever catches your eye, by all means, click and download the episode and check them out. Hope you have a great time listening to them. Want to thank Manny the Martyr for supplying music to our podcast. In our show notes, there'll be a link where you can check out some of their other music. And you, dear listener, thank you for downloading and listening to today's episode. We value your feedback. If you would like to send us an email, our email address is email@thefellowshipofthegeeks.net. Or you can go to the website, go to the About Us page, and there's a contact form you can fill out there. We do have a Discord that you're free to join. It's sign up is free, the apps are free, and we do have an open invitation on our homepage. Just click on that and it'll open it up, and you'll click on join, and there you go. We post a lot of news items, stuff to discuss, stuff to laugh at, stuff to listen to. We'll do some activities on there, like a movie night or just chit chat or what have you. So come join us today if you'd like. In terms of social media, we're on Facebook, The Fellowship of the Geeks, on Twitter, Instagram, and Blue Sky. We're at Fellowship Geeks. If you'd like to follow our personal Twitter accounts, Mike can be found at Mikey Geek. Liz can be found at LN_geek. Les can be found at, or may not be found, at Fake Les Webster. And I can be found at Tom TC Geek. And from wherever you download our episodes, if you've been so kind enough as to rate and review the show, it would be greatly appreciated. Anything else before I say goodbye?
Just thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
We appreciate you listening.
Thank you for listening, everybody. We appreciate the support as always. And until next time, geek on, my friends.
We thank you for listening to the show. Comments, suggestions, and questions can be sent to email@thefellowshipofthegeeks.net. You can follow us on Facebook at The Fellowship of the Geeks and on Twitter at Fellowship Geeks. Until next time,